Today, we are diving into the world of clinical research where amazing advancements in medicines happen. But just like anything important, there can also be roadblocks in this process. Hello everyone and welcome back to our segment CliniLaunch Knowledge Pod. One of those roadblocks is conflict of interest, and in today's video we will be trying to understand how they are managed to protect participants just like you and me. It is very crucial that we understand this point. So let's begin. Now, what do you think is a conflict of interest? Let's take an example. Imagine that you are offered a chance to try a new medicine in a research study, right? It sounds great, but what if the doctor that is running the study, he also works for the company that makes for the medicine, right? Now he will have the major conflict of interest over here, whether or not he wants to show the study positive results just because he's working there, or he wants to objectively assess the medicine safety and effectiveness because you are a participant here. Now he will have to choose between both of you. That is the reason why conflict of interest and managing this is very important. The conflicts of interest with this doctor can be financial, intellectual property, or even personal gain. When we are talking about financial, there might be a monetary involvement over here. Like for example, he might have a share in this company, right? When we talk about the intellectual property, we are talking about the ownership of ideas, right? Even personal gain, like the prestige that it is his idea, or getting the fame that it is his one, is also a part of conflict of interest. They are not always bad, but they can cloud the judgment and affect research integrity as well. Now let's see some real world examples. A doctor might be hesitant to report side effects of a new drug if they own a stock in the drug company, as I had mentioned earlier, right? Or if there is a researcher that is studying a new surgical technique, he might downplay the potential risks just because he developed this technique by himself, right? This we talk about prestige over here, or intellectual property, right? And between these conflicts, the subject and his information like address, medical history, or any other sensitive information is at risk. So now you know that these are the conflicts that have to be resolved and managed. Now let's move on to managing conflicts. How do we address these issues? How do we manage the conflicts? There's a multi-step approach towards this, right? Let's go step by step. The first step is disclosure. Researchers and anyone involved in the study have to disclose any potential conflicts that might be available in this clinical trial. This transparency allows oversight boards and participants to be aware of these interests. Now, when I talk about disclosure, everything is mentioned in the informed consent form. So the participants or the subjects should also be knowing what they are taking part into. Moving on to the second step, that is the management plans. If a conflict exists, a plan is created to minimize the impact. There are several things involved in this, like a recusal, meaning stepping down from certain roles in the study. So the researchers or the clinical research associates or the clinical research coordinators, they will have to step down from their roles. Next, we have the blind reviews, that is single-blinded, double-blinded, triple-blinded studies. Independent experts analyze data without knowing who conducted the research or on whom the research has been conducted. Next, we have the monitoring. Extra scrutiny is done by oversight committees like the IRB or the ethics committee who look after these things. We have the participant protection. The subject, which is a potential participant, deserves clear information with respect to this clinical trial. The informed consent process should explain any conflicts of interest and how they are being managed. This empowers them to make an informed decision about the participating. Now, who is involved in this process? There is a whole team working to manage conflicts. We have the HIPAA compliance solely for the purpose of sensitive patient data protection. It is a living culture that healthcare organizations must implement within their business to protect the privacy, security, and integrity of protected health informations. Next, we have the institutional review boards or the IRBs. These are ethics committees that review research proposals and ensure participant safety. Research institutions have conflict of interest policies to guide researchers. Funding agencies might also have their own requirements, and according to them, they will have their own committees designed for this process. Now let's talk about the importance of conflicts of interest. Why are conflicts of interest such a big deal? The main reason is because they can affect the research results. Biased studies can lead to ineffective or even harmful treatments. By managing these conflicts, we ensure research is objective, research is reliable, and the research ultimately benefits everyone that is involved in this research trial or even outside this research trial. Clinical research is vital for medical progress. By understanding and managing conflicts of interests, we can ensure research is conducted ethically and protects the well-being of participants. If you ever consider or if you are ever considering to join any clinical trial, please do not hesitate to ask questions about potential conflicts. Remember, your participation is very valuable and your safety is paramount. The research community thrives on informed volunteers, and researchers have a responsibility to conduct these studies with transparency and integrity. Thanks for joining today's video. If you have any questions about clinical research or conflicts of interest, leave a comment below. And if you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more clinical research content.